Reading from the book Finding the Divine Within, written by Rebecca Nottingham. Chapter 5, on effort. Quote by George Ivanovich Gurdjieff. To a man who is searching with all his being, with all his inner self, the unfailing conviction that to find out how to know in order to do is possible only by finding a guide with experience and knowledge who will take on his spiritual guidance and become his teacher. He chooses a guide for himself. It is, of course, an indispensable condition that he chooses as a guide a man who knows, or else all meaning of choice is lost. Who can tell where a guide who does not know may lead a man? Every seeker dreams of a guide who knows, dreams about him, but seldom asks himself objectively and sincerely, is he worthy of being guided? Is he ready to follow the way? Go out one clear starlit night to some open space and look up at the sky, at those millions of worlds over your head. Remember that perhaps on each of them swarm billions of beings similar to you or perhaps superior to you in their organization. Look at the Milky Way. The earth cannot even be called a grain of sand in this infinity. It dissolves and vanishes, and with it, you. Where are you? And is what you want simply madness? Before all these worlds, ask yourself, what are your aims and hopes, your intentions and means of fulfilling them, the demands that may be made upon you, and your preparedness to meet them? On Work Effort by Rebecca Nottingham, an excerpt from the work. The path of the work is for those who are not satisfied with only what life has to offer or with themselves as they are. Those who want to become more authentic and are searching for meaning in their lives. It is a path of purification, designed to lead the student to a state of higher level of consciousness, already existent within them but unattained, a state that is open to inspiration and guidance from above, resulting in authentic individuality, self-mastery, and self-transcendence. It leads one out of a self-interest, stimulus-response condition of being enslaved to external circumstances into a person of evolved being with an elevated level of understanding and consciousness who can act independently, guided by spiritual will. The path is vertical, leading upwards into the light. There is no darkness in it. All of the work practices depend entirely on self-observation. It is self-study, and self-study is the necessary beginning if you want to change the kind of person you are. Through self-observation, you develop an observing eye that can see what must be changed for you to become the self you were born to be, and in the process, get closer to unity with the Holy Creator of your being. Commentary on Effort by Maurice Nicole. Understanding is the most powerful force we can create in ourselves. In the work, a man is defined as his understanding. A man is his understanding. Quote by George Ivanovich Gurdjieff. A man's ordinary state is that he does not will what he knows. We act from our state of being, not from our knowledge. It is our will that acts, and our will arises from our level of being. So a man knows better, but acts worse. And as long as he is in that state, he has no unity in himself, and so no understanding, because there are two separate sides in him. For knowledge to act on being, there must be desired or delight or pleasure in the ideas of the work. For nothing can pass from the side of knowledge to the side of being without desire or pleasure or longing, that is, without willingness. Then a man will wish to live with what he knows, to live his knowledge, and his will and his knowledge will begin to coalesce. It is here that the whole valuation of the work and its inner background comes in. Everything in the work starts from valuation, and this means wanting something. For you do not value a thing if you do not want it. This brings in the will. And it is through the will, through willingness, that you begin to apply the knowledge to your being. If you do apply it, then your knowledge will begin to turn into understanding through a union between the will of your being and the knowledge in your mind. As you know, understanding is defined clearly in this system. Understanding is the arithmetical mean between your knowledge and your being.